The Nintendo Switch 2 has officially been unveiled as of today, and the internet went absolutely insane. With reason. I mean, we've been waiting for this thing since 2020, and it's finally here. What is up, you guys? Welcome to The Collective. My name is Furman, and in this video, we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, is there really anything else to be talking about this week? Is there anything else that needs to be talked about today? Absolutely not. We are here, and we finally made it. But before we get into that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. All right, without any further ado, let's get into it. So first off, let's just watch the trailer, okay? Let's just watch the trailer together right here with me. Okay, clearly, it starts off with the original Switch, which is, a nice little nod, a nice little callback, and then boom, it gets bigger. And, like, it's gotten a lot more angular, it's got rounder edges, and we got the USB-C on the bottom. All the power buttons and the volume look the same, but we got USB-C on the top. Now the kickstand is something that I kind of, I don't know how I feel about, but it's interesting. It does look pretty sturdy though, so that is really cool. And boom, right here we got the controllers, the bigger Joycons, and they're all black. I do like the black. I don't necessarily know how I feel about the color though. I mean, it's a nice nod to the OG Switch. It's got the blue and the reddish orange. But I do like that it is accented though. It looks really nice. Preferably, I would have liked it to have been, like the face buttons have the same color too. But that's just me. And this is another thing that we're going to be covering right now. Okay, you just see what just happened. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Boom. Looks like they're magnetic and they click onto the Switch itself. And yeah, this is Switch 2. Here we are. The Switch 2. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. It's bigger. It's got a bigger screen. And we even got a tease for Mario Kart. Mario Kart 9, or whatever they're planning on calling it. This is absolutely incredible. Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2 is finally here. And it's coming 2025, which is insane. Now, a lot of people have been saying that this little trailer was a little lackluster. I would agree with that. I think that Nintendo is just holding their cards, But, we're going to see more of it in April, so I am very much looking forward to it. And that was it. That was the trailer. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. So first things first, the size difference. The size difference is not so big to the point where it's uncomfortable, but a big enough size to where you can tell the difference, and especially if you hold them side by side. I mean, it is a substantial, I would go on to say it's like a 20 to 30% increase. It's that much bigger. And I obviously love it. I mean, I am absolutely for bigger consoles. I don't necessarily want it, well, I don't have it back here, but I don't necessarily want it to be as big as the Steam Deck, but I definitely want a little more heft in that, make the Joy-Cons a little sturdier, a little bigger. And the Switch also looks a lot thicker too, like a decent amount thicker, so that's also another plus. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Joy-Cons, like, they were holding them and they were, skating around and doing that sort of thing. And the Joy-Cons actually have like this holder that it goes into. I don't know if you guys saw that because you guys had to slow it down, but it has a holder that it goes into. And I think that's going to be the way that you use it, like as a mouse, basically. So no, technically speaking, you'll be able to do point and click games on the Nintendo Switch, which is insane. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, what is the practicality of this? What is the point of this? And honestly, there is a lot of games on Switch right now as we speak of that would benefit from that. I mean, for one, technically you could really use the first-person shooters that way. Like, there's a lot of first-person shooters that would work that way, and there's a lot of games like Civilization, stuff like that, like computer games that you end up having to use the touchscreen a lot, but it would translate better if you had a mouse. And now we have a mouse on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's amazing, guys. That is amazing. There goes an ambulance. Now, this doesn't necessarily appeal to me, but I'm glad that we have it. I mean, it's just going to make it so that more people want to buy the Switch, which is incredible. The kickstand is something that had me a little bit worried too when I saw it. Like when they were doing the leaks and all that, I was like, man, this kickstand, I don't know how I feel about it, because the kickstand on the OLED Switch is really, really nice. Like, it's a solid kickstand. Like, it's very stiff, and it holds your Switch in place really well. And this one just seems like really, I don't know, flimsy. This one feels like it has the potential to become flimsy. So, and with the Switch being bigger, I just don't know how I feel about that. But we'll see. When we get our hands on it, we'll be able to tell and see whether it's gonna have these issues. And obviously it's Nintendo, so hopefully it should not. They have their attention to detail is pretty good. So it shouldn't be an issue. Another thing that had me a little bit worried was the Joycons. The Joycons are a lot bigger, which is really, really nice. But then they have that weird slot that like magnetically attaches to the Switch itself. And I love magnets. I think magnets are the way to go when it comes to a lot of things. But I have so many questions. Like, are these magnets going to be powerful enough to make the Switch feel sturdy? Because that's one of the things when it comes to the Switch. Is the fact that since it's on a rail, like the weight of it when you're holding it makes the Joy-Cons kind of slide up a little bit. And so after a while, it kind of loses that like tough stiffness that it had, and it feels a little bit run down and wore out. So I'm hoping that this is something that like kind of deals with that issue. I'm hoping that it's something that doesn't really wear out, at least, maybe not for a year or so. Like, I'm sure that after, a good amount of use, it's going to become a little worn, but hopefully it's something that doesn't have that issue, because that's one of the things that irritated me the most when it comes to the Switch and the Joy-Cons. And also, now that we're talking about the Joy-Cons, let's not move on the fact that, what's going on with the sticks. I mean, nothing was said, so we don't have any information when it comes to this stuff, but are these Hall Effect sticks? Hopefully they are, because the Joy-Con sticks, I haven't necessarily experienced any issues with them per se, but that's just because I take really good care of my stuff. And I don't let my kids play with them. They can use like the Pro controller or the GameCube controllers if they want to play on my Switch. But I know that they wear out, and I know that they've been an issue, and they've even gotten sued because of it. So hopefully they put in some money and invested on some good Hall Effect sticks that are not going to experience any drift. Hopefully you can put them to the ringer and not have to worry about the fact that you might be a little bit rough with it, and they actually do their job that they're supposed to do. And I also know that the Joy-Cons, the original ones, had wireless connectivity issues. That's why they weren't necessarily a viable controller when it comes to whatever I wanted to use. I never really wanted to use them. I never really cared about them, especially after I got the Pro controllers. As soon as I got that, when I was playing docked, I never, ever used the Joy-Cons ever again. And that still rings true to this day. The only time I ever really use Joy-Cons is when I'm playing undocked. So, there is that. Now let's talk about the name, Nintendo Switch 2. I was kind of halfway right when I said it, because I would call the Nintendo Switch 2 the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Max, because everyone wants to give it their own take. It was either the Pro or the new Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2. There was all sorts of names. Now, I think the Nintendo Switch 2 name was the right name to pick, mostly because I know a lot of casuals, according to Nintendo, they get very confused very easily, and that's why a lot of people got confused with the Wii U, because they just thought it was another peripheral. They didn't know that it was an actual console. I don't understand how you could experience that. I don't understand how you saw the Wii U and thought it was just a tablet that you could buy for your Wii. But, that's just me. Now, I am not exactly the biggest fan of the Nintendo Switch 2 name, but I think it's the perfect name for this console to have. It's a graduation. And that's also another thing. Let's talk about the fact that Nintendo literally did something predictable. How is this even possible? Who is this Nintendo? Nintendo has always been ahead when it comes to innovation. They've always tried to make things different. They've always tried to innovate and make something new, a brand new experience, something completely different. And this is not it, okay? This is actually what we asked for. This is what we've been wanting this whole time. Nintendo listens to us now. That's kind of unbelievable. I have a hard time believing that. This is actually insane, okay? This is actually insane. And then, to wrap up the trailer, we got a sneak peek at the Mario Kart 9. I mean, wow. Way to launch a console right. I was hoping this was not going to happen because I knew as soon as they slapped Mario Kart on the new Nintendo Switch, it was going to immediately increase the difficulty to get this thing. I knew that was going to happen. And now that we have, potentially Mario Kart 9 coming out, I know it's going to be near impossible. So we're going to have to stay on top of it. I mean, we're going to have to be watching it like hawks. We have to 1,000% make sure that we get this thing and that we have this thing by launch day. I mean, I hope nobody at my job is watching this, but I'm taking the day off when this thing comes off. Hopefully, I just already have that day off naturally. But if I don't, I'm calling in sick because, come on, guys, it's Nintendo Switch 2. And this teaser of Mario Kart 8 didn't really show much of anything. I mean, the two standout things that I noticed was Mario's kart looks a lot rounder. It looks very different. Looks more like a buggy, really. And then Princess Peach, for whatever reason, she was wearing a dress and had her hair down and using a motorcycle. So I'm confused because usually she uses her, her bike attire, and I think she's got a helmet or she's got her hair in a ponytail. So that's kind of crazy. Hopefully there's a lot more customizability when it comes to this new Mario Kart. Hopefully they make it so that it's really customizable, because I'd love to be able to switch outfits and do that kind of stuff. And put a couple more Nintendo IPs in there too. Don't just add Zelda and Donkey Kong. Add Captain Falcon to that thing, man. Add Ness. Just make it Smash Bros. Okay, just make it Smash Bros. On carts. And then obviously one of the last things we saw was the fact that the original Nintendo Switch carts are going to be compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2, which this is just one of the biggest wins in Nintendo history. I mean, backwards compatibility is just absolutely key. Now, the only thing we need to happen right now is for them to say that the website, the eShop, is going to be backwards compatible. Hopefully it is the same exact shop, but it just runs vastly better. If we could just get maybe 60 frames, make it nice and smooth, put some Nintendo music, make it nice and shoppable, kind of like how the Wii U was. If we can have this happen, Nintendo Switch 2 will be console of the decade. Absolutely, hands down. Absolutely, hands down. Console of the decade. And the last thing that we saw is we will be having a Nintendo Direct on the 2nd of April. And honestly, I might have to live stream this because we gotta watch this together because this is getting crazy. They are going to have a Nintendo Direct that is 100,000% dedicated to the Nintendo Switch 2's hardware and probably to the games too. So I know this Direct is potentially on it, and there's not even any point of me saying it's going to be a potential. It's going to be one of the greatest Directs of all time ever. So I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. And I'm gonna end the video here because it's getting kind of long, and yeah, I need to get this up as fast as possible. But yeah, as always guys, do not forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. And let me know in the comment section, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the new Nintendo Switch 2. Are you guys excited? Are you guys losing your minds? Are you guys calling GameStop as much as you can so that you can pre-order it? Which, by the way, if you can't make it out there, you can pre-order and you can actually call them if you have a gift card. So all you got to do is get like a $50 or $100 gift card, and they can take payment over the phone. So yeah, that's a little secret, little insider secret that most people probably don't know. Don't say I never did anything for you. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to say, guys, like I'm going to Japan this year. I'm in Alaska, and I know I'm probably going to be missing out on it for a little while, but the Nintendo Switch 2 experience is going to be happening probably in April, and I'm going to Japan in April, so I might actually get to see it. Probably not going to understand it because it's probably going to be in Japanese, but I'll get to see it. I will get to see the Switch 2 firsthand. Oh my goodness. And we are also planning on going to PAX East, which is happening in May, I believe. So fingers crossed on that. I'll get to cover it twice. I will be covering the Switch 2 as much as I possibly can, okay? Unless, if Nintendo decides to bless us and they decide to just randomly stealth drop that thing way sooner than expected, and they drop it like in May or June or July or something like that. That would be crazy. That would be awesome, actually. Hopefully they don't drop it in the holiday season, but yeah. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Woo. Also, the Nintendo Switch doesn't snap anymore. It claps.